The Western genre is really old. Since the days John Ford showed Monument Valley in Stagecoach, many stories about cowboys and outlaws have been told. These stories are like treasures for people, teaching them about life on the wild frontier. Even though movies like True Grit and Butch Cassidy and The Sundance Kid were really popular, they didn't win many Oscars. Only one Western, Cameron, won Best Picture before 1970. After that, only 3 more Westerns, Dances with Wolves, Unforgiven, and No Country for Old Men, won. The Academy Awards didn't seem to like Westerns much, even though they are loved by audiences and change the genre a lot. Today we will explore some great Westerns that didn't get the Oscars they deserved. Before we dive into the details, subscribe to the Cine Wizard and hit the bell icon to stay up to date on the latest news and reviews. Let's look at 10 best Western movies that didn't win Oscars.
You side with a man, you stay with him, and if you can't do that, you're like some animal.
At number 10, we have The Wild Bunch from 1969. This movie is set in Texas in 1913. It's about a group of old outlaws planning to rob a railroad office in Mexico before they retire. The leader is named Pyle Bishop, and he's joined by Dutch Angstrom, brothers Liley and Tector Gorge, and others. Their plan puts them in the middle of a lot of bad stuff like corruption and dealing with dangerous people. As they see the old American West disappearing, they realize they can't keep up with the new world. The director Sam Peckinpah wanted to show the harsh reality of the outlaws' lives without any glamour or fancy stuff. He believed that violence is a part of life that we can't ignore. Even though this movie got nominated for 2 Academy Awards, it didn't win any.
The Wild West was pretty well tamed by 1930.
Ranked at number 9 is 3:10 to Yuma from 1957.
I've got to.
Oh, Dan, I don't want a hero, I want you.
You know, I never have been able to give you very much.
It's a Western movie that many people didn't pay enough attention to. In this film, Van Heflin plays Dan Evans, a rancher who takes on a risky job. He has to guard an outlaw named Ben Wade on a dangerous journey to the Contention City. He's promised $200 for this dangerous task. Along the way, Evans faces lies and attacks, but he also develops a strange respect for the outlaw he's supposed to deliver to justice. Directed by Delmer Daves, this movie sets up a classic story where one person faces a lot of challenges. It's known for having characters who aren't clearly good or bad, and it shows the harshness of the Wild West. Both Heflin and Ford act very well, portraying their characters with depth. Even though it didn't win any awards at the Academy Awards in 1958, but it was so good that it inspired a remake later on.
You can see the ghosts of outlaws.
Coming in at number 8 is Rio Bravo from 1959.
There isn't any other explanation for staying around here and inviting myself into.
It's based on a short story written by B.H. McCampbell. The movie is about a sheriff named John T. Chance who needs help to keep a dangerous man named Joe Burdett in jail until a U.S. Marshal can arrive. He teams up with an alcoholic man and a young gunslinger for this tough job. Joe's brother is a powerful rancher, so John and his team are outnumbered, but they find a way to keep the prisoner safe despite the odds. Rio Bravo is considered one of the best classic Western movies. Even though it didn't win any big awards, the actors like John Wayne, Dean Martin, and Ricky Nelson did a great job. The movie focuses more on characters than action, and the actors have great chemistry together. Even though it was released in the same year as other famous movies like Ben-Hur and Some Like It Hot, Rio Bravo didn't get any nominations. But it's still remembered and has been preserved in the National Film Registry.
There'll never be another like Rio Bravo, with its thundering story of raw courage against overwhelming odds.
Number 7 on the list is Once Upon a Time in the West from 1968.
With a fistful of dollars, for a few dollars more, and the good, the bad.
This movie is directed by Sergio Leone, who surprisingly never got nominated for an Oscar in his whole career. The story is set in a town called Flagstone, where a powerful man named Martin wants to control the land. He sends an outlaw named Frank to deal with McBain, but things didn't go as planned. Another mysterious character who plays the harmonica gets involved and changes the game. Once Upon a Time in the West is considered Leone's best work. He has everything you expect from a western: guns, gold, and tough characters. The movie starts with an iconic scene and keeps you hooked with its thrilling story and unexpected twists. Henry Fonda plays the villain, Frank, brilliantly, and Charles Bronson is great as his rival. Even though the movie didn't get nominated for Best Director, Best Original Score, or Best Original Screenplay, fans still love it today. Number 6 on the list is Red River, released in 1948.
Every time you turn around, expect to see me. There's one time you'll turn around and I'll be there.
It's directed and produced by Howard Hawks and stars John Wayne and Montgomery Clift. Wayne plays Thomas Johnson, a tough rancher leading a dangerous cattle drive from Texas to Missouri. But his adopted son, Matt Garth, played by Clift, challenges his harsh ways. As they clash, the tension builds, leading to a dramatic showdown. John Wayne delivers one of his most complicated performances as the determined pioneer. The movie's stunning visuals and deep emotions add layers to the Western genre. Even though it only got 2 Oscar nominations for Best Film Editing and Best Motion Pictures Story, it's still considered one of the best Western films ever made by critics like Roger Ebert.
You're going to Missouri with 10,000 head. Want you all to know what you're up against.
Number 5 on our list is The Searchers, released in 1956.
What you saw was a buck wearing Lucy's dress. I found Lucy back in the canyon.
It's a very important movie in Western history. The story follows Ethan Edwards, a soldier who comes back home to find his niece, who was taken by Comanches when she was young. He travels through dangerous territory searching for her for many years. The Searchers is considered one of the most beautiful movies made by John Ford. It shows not only the Old West, but also the complex emotions of its characters. Even though it didn't get much attention at the Academy Awards, it's still highly regarded. Its themes of identity, prejudice, and moral questions are still important today. It's definitely a classic that should have received more recognition.
From the thrilling pages of life rides a man you must fear and respect.
At number 4, we have The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly from 1966. Even people who don't usually like Western movies know about this movie. It's the third and most epic movie in Sergio Leone's Dollars trilogy. The story is about a Mexican outlaw, a mysterious stranger, and a sadistic criminal during the Civil War. They all have different goals but come together to search for buried treasure. This movie has everything that made Leone's previous films great: a big budget, detailed plot, and realistic scenes. The music by Ennio adds to the excitement. Clint Eastwood, Lee Van Cleef, and Eli Wallach give unforgettable performances. Even though it's considered one of the most influential movies ever made, it didn't win any Academy Awards, which is disappointing to look back on. Ranked at number 3 is The Misfits from 1961.
All right, come on outside, Jack. Here. What's the trouble?
It's a different kind of Western movie that tells a more modern story. Marilyn Monroe stars as Rosalind Tabor, a divorced woman who starts living with an older cowboy and his friends. They all feel disconnected from the changing world around them and find comfort in each other's company. But their lives take a sudden turn, leading to unexpected events. Unlike other westerns, The Misfits focuses more on emotions than violence. It's praised as one of Marilyn Monroe's best performances because she brings depth to her character. It's surprising that Monroe didn't get nominated for an Oscar for this role. The movie also reflects the struggles of people dealing with changes after the war, something the Academy usually likes to honor, but they missed recognizing this film. In the second spot, we have My Darling Clementine from 1946. This movie is set in the wild town of Tombstone. where White Earp and his brothers arrive for a break. But their peaceful night turns into chaos when one of the brothers is killed and their cattle are stolen. Where White Earp and his brothers arrive for a break, Earp decides to seek justice the right way. He becomes the new sheriff and tries to bring law and order to Tombstone, especially against the outlaws led by Ike Clanton. Their confrontation leads to the famous gunfight at the OK Corral. Directed by the beloved John Ford, My Darling Clementine is a poetic look at the legendary gunfight. It explores ideas of community, civilization, and heroism. Henry Fonda is perfect for the role, and Kathy Downs adds beauty and strength to her role. Critics loved the movie, praising Ford for his captivating storytelling. Despite the acclaim, the movie didn't receive any nominations for awards, which is surprising given Fonda's outstanding performance.
Get out. Go on back where you belong.
I'm not leaving till she gets out of town.
Taking the top spot is True Grit from 2010.
We're being followed.
What do we do, Marshal?
This movie is based on a book written by Charles Portis in 1968. It is set in Wyoming in the 1800s. A brave 14-year-old named Mattie Ross hires a tough U.S. Marshal named Rooster to find the man who killed her father. They team up with helpful Texas Ranger for the journey. Directed by Coen Brothers, True Grit stands out because of their unique style and humor. The actors including Haley Steinfeld, Jeff Bridges, Matt Damon and Josh Brolin deliver fantastic performances. The movie received 10 Academy Award nominations, but surprisingly, it didn't win in any category, making it one of the biggest Oscar snubs ever. That's all for now. We have just covered the top 10 Western movies that didn't win Oscars. What do you think about these movies? Which one is your favorite? Tell us in the comments section below. For more updates, subscribe to the Cine Wizard and press the bell icon to get notifications about our new videos.